Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, it's time to get some petty tea and oh yeah, speaking of something to also nibble on my royalty. It's like I know I've talked about this a couple of times and oh my gosh, each time the mega Christian people find that video and they just give it a thumbs down and I get like no views or whatever. But I keep getting more and more proof that like Republicans keep saying how religious they are, how Christian they are, but they just keep proving how bigoted and racist and awful and heartless. And I'm not saying all, but if that hurt and you're one of the Republicans, if that hurt, I'm talking about you. So, but yeah, if it didn't hurt, then you know that you're one of the ones I'm not talking about when I say this whole episode or whatever. But okay, as usual, I'm gonna put the link in the episode, so click on it. And I might find some other examples too, but I'm specifically talking about this heartless. Okay, and just know this is in every episode based off my opinion. Sometimes I slide in some statistics, facts, and it's like even a couple weeks ago I was like, you know what, let's get petty and ask, chat gbt and stuff. So but it's like I just saw this one video, like I said, it's going to be linked in the episode or whatever, who this woman is, she decided to be disgustingly petty. And she made like some, I don't know what it was. At first I thought maybe it was toast, or like, I know it wasn't toast or strudel, but it was something where it was carb based or whatever. But it's like she made sure she made it extra dry so you can hear the chew and the bite in it. But basically she was asking, what did you do with your like food stamp money? And what are you going to do, I guess, for like Thanksgiving, or what are you going to do for next month? How are you going to pay for your food? And we all know it's really sad that when I hear these people, usually they have Republican or orange guy on their shirt, or they have those red hats and everything like that, or they say it, or they have something in the room that triggers it, or whatever. But I just keep thinking, you guys are supposed to be the Christians. You guys say you want a Christian nation. How are you guys going to be a Christian nation and you don't even feed the hungry? And instead of having empathy, it's like you're basically gloating and bragging, like, look, I got food. Do you got food? I got food. And it's like that. I don't remember that in the Bible. I remember when Jesus broke bread and fed like the fish, and like also with the not meal, I think it was meal or something like that, like it, like every night it's like, she was about to be out, and she couldn't make her bread and everything like that, but every day it just filled up like miraculously and everything like that. And so it's like there's quite a few stories in there about being fed, and like in different cultures and different, like, just culturally, breaking bread is such a beautiful, wonderful foundation when you share bread. Because even when someone either is sick and they're like at home, or even if someone's getting a divorce, or if when someone passes away, what do a lot of people do? They bring food, they break bread, they offer something, some nourishment, so that they don't have to think about that. Because sometimes thinking about what you're going to cook, what you're going to eat is stressful enough, but then not being able to buy any food or get access to food is even more stressful. And stress is not good for your health. And it's like some people automatically think, or well, some some people are racist about it because they think only black people are on food stamps when, oddly enough, yeah, and I've already covered some of this in other episodes, so yeah, you might want to check that out. I was like, I might take the time to repost some of it, but I'm like, why am I gonna, like, I have over 520 episodes. I provide so many articles and so many statistics, so it's like, I shouldn't have to keep, but it is what it is, so I might have to. We'll if I have time, I'll have time. But if not, go check out the episodes where I talk about food stamps and also even if Jesus was political, he would be a Democrat. And because it's like I put some statistics in those episodes as well. But like the top five, like I think out of the top 10 states of food stamps, 8 out of the 10 are red states. 8 out of the 10 are red states, not blue states. And a lot of the heaviest areas for food stamps are of colonizer complexion. And then also a lot of people who are on food stamps are working, but a lot of these billionaires, millionaires, billionaires pay their employees so little that on top of their 30 to 40 hour a week job, they also have to apply for food stamps in order to be able to keep the house or the apartment and feed, like, I'll take care of their children with school supplies or clothing, and then also their car maintenance because you want them to get to work, and a lot of places doesn't have public transportation. So it's like, so I don't know, it's like while this woman is just chewing on that like crusty like food or whatever, is I'm just like, are you a Christian? When you go to church, who do you pray for? What do you pray for? It's like when they have the clan meetings, are you in the front row of that too? Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I mean, the way that she was just gloating, like, it just felt so dehumanizing. Because I know, like, some Republicans are trying to make it as though clean water isn't a right. And it's like, how far are we gonna go? Because now, like food right now, but then some are fighting for water, and then it's like we don't have health care for all. But it, like, yeah, I've already covered that in another episode because part of that is based off of racism, and it's like, and that's one reason it's really annoying when colonizers try to tell me there is no more racism in this country and that black people just talk about race because we want an excuse and we want to just blame something on or blame our failures on other things. And but then when you start telling them about the history, I didn't learn that in school, we didn't learn that, I don't know that, how do you know that's true? And it's like, where did you get that information from? It's like, oh, at my school we didn't learn African American history because other than slavery and like maybe segregation, it's like there's not really much to learn. And it's like, oh, you guys have colleges and universities, that's not fair, white people should have them too. And I've mentioned that a lot lately, but that's because like a guy who tried to match with me said, like, on the dating app, said that to me. And when I tried to tell him the history of it, he literally started yelling at me. Yeah. And he was like, well, you guys aren't that smart anyways. So it's like, how come you guys built colleges when you guys aren't even smart enough to go to college? And yeah, it's like, one day I'll tell that story. One day I'll tell that story. But yeah, for right now, it's like I am loading up so many. It's like, okay, that's another thing. Like, I don't know who she's trying to stereotype because maybe it's not based off of race, but it felt like it was off of race in a way. Because I don't know, it's just like the way she was looking at the camera and the way she was just chewing on it. And she's just like, yeah, people are going to go hungry. Yeah, some people, they're not going to be able to make the food that they bought last that long. Yeah, they probably bought food that was too expensive. And it's like they should have like bought things from like cheaper foods to last longer. And so this is one point that I want to say. People already budget that money for the month. And just like with a lot of jobs, when they lay you off, they give you fair warning. They give you sometimes a month, sometimes even up to 3 months that they're going to have to let you go. Sometimes they don't give you much notice at all. Sometimes maybe a week or that day. But like when you get that 90 days, then you have time to figure it out, and you're going to have at least 3 months worth of pay to be like, okay, so now I know. It's like, okay, maybe cut off my Netflix and the Hulu or Disney Plus, and okay, maybe I'm going to like when it comes to the car and the gas and stuff, well, I don't have to go to work. So it's like I can cut that off and use that for A, B, and C. And, or, oh, I have an extra room. Maybe I can rent the room out. Like, you have 3 months to refigure out how to budget the money. But when you don't have that chance and that you don't have that time, it's like if you're just working your job and you don't know you're about to be laid off, you're going to spend how you normally spend because the budget that you think you have, it's like if you don't know any better, if you how are you going to plan for something and you don't know what's coming? And it's like, especially with food stamps, I don't think you can just save it up the way you do. And it's like, and I know RFK Jr., oh, the hot man, like, I don't have anything nice to say about him. So I would just say he is so caught trying to fix some things. And it's really funny because other leaders have mentioned like some of the things that he now wants to do, and even with Mrs. Obama, some of the health things that she wanted to do, but since she's a black woman, they tore her down and told her to mind her business and shut up and everything. But now that RFK Jr. is saying it, now they're listening. Now they want to pay attention. Now they want to act like, oh, yeah, now we want to be healthy. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. But then it's like, but this also reminds me with the school lunches. And like, I mean, because yeah, Mrs. Obama tried to help with that too, but then also the fact that the kids need to be fed. It shouldn't just be it should be a right, like all kids should be fed at lunchtime if they can or cannot afford it. It's like no student should feel like an outcaster because they're not able to. And it's like a lot of Republicans say, well, that's their parents' fault. That's their responsibility. Well, can the kid help that they are in a household that can't afford it, and you don't know that parent situation and things? So it's like, because some of them might be working for those same companies where they're working like 30 to 40 hours, but they still have to file for food stamps in order to afford food, especially for holiday dinners and things like that, especially when it comes to school lunches and just daily trying to have lunch and dinner at the end of the night. It's like I've already mentioned to you when I was teaching K through 8. I taught at different schools for a time, but especially when I taught in the inner city, I taught at a school where a lot of my kids weren't getting meals at home. And there was a time where it's like I tell the whole story. I don't know the name of the episode, but I think it was almost a year ago I did this, 6 months to a year, I don't know. But it's I didn't know what was going on until the principal let me know, because I wasn't like, I taught at a lot of schools, but I never taught at a school this severe with like some of the kids, their parents are in prison, and or there's no food at home. So then some kids, it's like if I had part of my lunch out from and I didn't finish eating it, it would be stolen. It's like if I got up out of my desk to help a student or had my back turned, next thing I know, I turn around and it's gone. And so, and then, but then I started to eat, like, if there was enough lunch for all of the students, it's like the lunch lady sometimes, like, I was like, you know what, can I just get a tray too? And one reason well, I've explained, well, you guys are probably not going to listen to it, but a lot of the students like that their teacher ate what they ate, because sometimes with the vegetables, ew, vegetables, I don't want to. And I'm like, oh, like sometimes if there was a tortilla or something, like I would like fix it within the other food, and I'm like, look, it's adding flavor. And so, but it's just, I don't know, it's just when you get to break bread with people, that should usually, it's out of love, it's out of compassion, it's out of empathy and sympathy. That's what it's about. And just to see people like this jerk, it's like I have so many mean words I want to say to her. Oh my, because I don't know, she disgusts me. She absolutely disgusts me, because you're going to judge people who they just want to eat. It's like they've done no crime or anything like that. They want to eat. Eating is part of survival. And it's like, and they act like with food stamps, they just go ham and they just like, but, and at the same time, each month they spend what they're allowed to spend. And if you criticize people for that, and also some of them are on disability, some have disabilities. So it's like you're not only hurting those like with jobs, but they don't make enough money or they don't get paid what they deserve. Because I think everyone should have an earning where they could pay their rent and buy food and like survive, and even like maybe go to the zoo or go do something each month. It's like I think everybody should be like that. Shouldn't just be for the upper class, because like yeah, I would say middle class, but they're trying to shut out the middle class as much as possible now. They want the rich and the poor. That's what they want. It sounds sad and scary, but that's what they want now. And we have people on the Republican side cheering it on. The side who is supposed, like in the Bible, they talk about love and giving so many times, and compassion and sympathy. But we have people on the side of the so called Lord talking about, like, basically with food in their mouth, basically bragging that they won't, like, they're not going to feel bad for you. And I just feel like it's like the side who says all lives matter. You say all lives matter, but part of the life is eating. To survive, it's eating. And right now is like also, they say they're all about the veterans' lives too. But a lot of them are in the food lines, or the food shelter lines to get food for the month. Are you gonna, like, would you say that to their face too? Are you going to make another plate of that dry food and say that to their face like that too? I mean, but that's why I'm saying there's so many different scenarios. You have the people who don't get paid enough. You have the disabled community. You have veterans. It's like you have all of these type of people who possibly have or need food stamps in order to survive. These are lives. And it's like the only reason why Republicans went and said all lives matter is so that they could try to quiet and shut up Black people. And that's why it's like I keep saying, like, some of this stuff just sounds so racist and bigoted, because we're talking about surviving and living. And you guys were the party that kept saying all lives matter. But how can all lives matter if you're not willing to feed the lives and make sure they're nourished and make sure they're taken care of and make sure that they are at least okay for the day, the week, the month? And it should not be like this. And this is why, in some, like, I know some people really can't stand me, but so, I mean, I'm starting my own business, so I understand parts of capitalism, but at the same time, I some of capitalism is toxic. It's it's just awful because we're gonna have trillionaires soon. It's like they're gonna have more money than majority of America combined. And we have a president in the White House right now who has gained more money than he has in his past just by like with his Bitcoin. And it's like with also I don't know. It's just because when you add up the watches and the Bitcoin, and then he has that golf deal and his golf courses, and then that plane is going to be part of his library after he gets out of office. And I hope, yeah, when he gets out of office, ooh, yeah, I'm probably gonna have a party. I'm probably gonna have a party. But okay, back to topic. Back to topic. I'm just all around the world. It's like when you share food with people, especially over the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, and then there's all the international foods. But I mean, even like Valentine's Day. Like, why do you think so many couples go out to eat on Valentine's Day? It's like when you break bread, it's all love, it's emotional thing, it's compassion, and it's like when business partners when they break bread, maybe not out of love, but you're trying to have an emotional attachment to them to convince them. It's like when you feed them, you're like nourishing them, and at the same time you're trying to convince them to get the sale, or the buy, whichever way. But so there's so many different situations where we feed each other and we provide for each other. But at the same time, there's so many situations where people are trying to make sure that some are not fed, some are not nourished, some are not taken care of. And if our country was a little different, especially healthcare for all, it's like I don't know, it's just because that's another thing. If our health insurance goes up even more people are possibly going to need to get on food stamps. It's like this woman is just eating that food, acting like it's like she is just the smartest, best, amazing person in the world. But and that's another point too, because like, there's this cutie with a shaved head or whatever in the video. It's like, actually there were two guys. They were both bringing up how she's been on food stamps and she was begging for clothes. And so it's like, out of all people, she should understand. And it's really funny because I guess maybe now she has a better life and everything, or now she's out of the situation. But it's like, and this reminds me of Clarence Thomas, because it's really funny. Like, he did a lot of the things that helped African Americans get out of their situations. But now that he's out, and especially now that he is with the colonizers, it's like he's just like, oh, I don't care about black people anymore. But it's like with this woman, and that's in my opinion, of course, but let's come on, look at his voting history, look at what he's done in the past, look at all the times he's been bribed with expensive trips and all that other stuff. Go do your research. But it's like with this woman, it's kind of like the same thing. But when it comes to food, it's like she was in need and she was asking people for help, for benefits and clothing and things like that. But now that she may not need that anymore, she doesn't care about you anymore. She doesn't hope that other people don't have to go through what she's doing or what she had to go through. Now she's like, oh, I hope they suffer. That's how it feels when she was like chewing on it kind of with that stupid, ugly smile. It's like, yeah, what you gonna do now? And it's just like, how awful are you? How heartless are you? It's like, what church do you go to? And see, I'm so petty. I would look up her church home and I would send that to her pastor. And I'm like, if you got a big screen, can you show that to the entire congregation. It's like, and also this will be a lesson to you, because maybe this will show you what your congregation is getting out of your lessons. So it's like maybe you need to reword, or maybe dig into some new scriptures, to so that maybe your congregation isn't as heartless and terrible and demeaning and, yeah, just vile as she is. Just a thought. Remember, all in my opinion, but just a thought. But yeah, I would be that petty too, because especially after everything I have been through, it's like I would never date a Republican at all. Like, but at the same time, if they're hungry, they're hungry. I want everyone fed. And it's like the Republicans are against like immigrants. They want to call them all illegal, and it's like they don't think black people deserve certain jobs or positions, and they don't think we're smart enough. And it's like, oh, but it's like, I don't know, when people perceive different groups of people one way. And that's why I was like, or I say that because I wonder, how does she see people who are on food stamps? How, and also, if she needed food stamps, was she the definition that she thinks other people are? Because the way she's labeling them, was she that label? Is she mocking them because she automatically thinks they are the way she was? Does she think their story is the same? Is she ashamed of her situation, or does she know that the reason that she needed food stamps was because of her irresponsibility? It's like, because with a lot of people, it, like I said, it's like either with having a disability or being a veteran or working a job that doesn't pay enough. But the way she was acting, it just feels like maybe she's looking in the mirror, or looking at her reflection, stereotyping everybody to why she needed them. And maybe she needed them out of laziness. Maybe hers was not as good of a reason. Maybe she didn't try as hard or whatever. But then just out of, fortune or white privilege or whatever, she was able to get out of her situation. So now she can afford the food she thinks she deserves and stuff like that. So I don't know. When I watched that video, I I was highly upset. And this is why, even harder now, I say, if Jesus was down here, he would be a Democrat, because he would go to the store, get that fish, and he'd be like, no, okay, let's turn this into, okay, let's grab some bread, let's grab some fish. And then it's like, yeah, with the black people, we're like, okay, let's show you how to grill this. I mean, we would turn it into a cookout. We'd be like, yeah, let's go. So it's like, let's feed all the, because like, especially the 92% of women, which way we voted. It was like, yeah, if Jesus came down, we would be helping. Like, yeah, okay, let's get some salad. Let's do this. Let's do like, I don't know. It's like, I just feel like we would be like, let's make sure everyone is fed. Let's get all of the homeless people together. Let's break bread. Let's show love. Let's show compassion. Let's do this the right way. Let's make sure they feel loved. And because that's the last part, because it's like, I know that the Republicans now made it legal where now Christians can try to, like, when they go to work, they can talk to their coworkers about becoming Christian and everything like that. But part of me feels like, so you think taking food stamps away from people and then having the nerve to gloat about it is going to convert non believers into believing? Do you really think that's how you get Christians? Do you really think that shows love? It's like, what kind of person would want to follow your lead? But yeah, I'll finish it. I may have so many more thoughts, but I think that's at least a good summary for the night. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.